Evening. Welcome to the April 21st, 2025 meeting of the Woodbridge Board of Education. I will call the meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. Call the roll. Mr. Stephen Lawrence.
Present.
Ms. Sarah Beth Delpreet, not here at the moment. Dr. Jay Daya, not here. Dr. Lauren Francesi.
Present.
Brooke Hopkins, not here. Mr. Jeff Hughes.
Present.
Dr. Michael Strambler, not here. Aaron Williamson.
Here.
And I'm Lynn Piazzik, Chair. Staff in attendance this evening, Ms. Vonda Tenza, Superintendent, Ms. Donna Coonan, Director of Business and Operations, Ms. Annalisa Sherman, Principal, Ms. Cheryl Toffel, Assistant Principal, and Ms. Marcia DeGennaro, Clerk of the Board. I would ask everyone to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My goodness, I just realized I almost took you out with that chair. My apologies. Next on the agenda is correspondence. I don't believe there was any correspondence in board book that was received prior to 4 p.m. Is that correct, Marcia?
That is correct.
Thank you. Next is public comment. Anyone for public comment this evening? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 3. 7:05, Ms. Sarah Beth Delpreet arriving. Welcome, Sarah Beth. Number 3 on the agenda is consent agenda. The minutes from the March 3rd and March 31st special meetings and the March 17th regular meeting are included in this evening's consent agenda, along with budget narrative, budget summary, detailed financial, combining financial statements. Also included are the following policies for 30-day review. Policy 5113.911, Connecticut School Climate. Policy 6115, School Ceremonies and Observances. Policy 6140, Curriculum. Policy 6141.312, Migrant Students. Policy 6141.321, Internet Acceptable Use. Policy 6141.322, District School Staff Student Publications, recodifying to 6145.3. Policy 6141.323, Internet Acceptable Use Filtering, and Policy 6141.326, Social Media. Does anyone on the board wish to extract anything from tonight's consent agenda for discussion? May I have a motion to accept the consent agenda? Stephen, second. Jeff. Motion made by Stephen Lawrence, seconded by Jeff Hughes. All those in favor? It's unanimous. Thank you very much. Item 4 on the agenda begins with our superintendent's report. Ms.
Good
Tenza.
evening, everybody. So I'd like to just start with our enrollment. We often start with that. Our enrollment is at 876 students. Per the town request, we did obtain a third enrollment study. This one was produced by Mike Zuba, and this was to support the work of the BIU-BC committee in studying our expansion needs and options. This study, I'm not going to go into detail, but it definitely supported. It was very much in line with the Prouder report, which we use regularly. The third report, just for your information, was the NESDEC report. All arrows point to the fact that our community of learners will grow. So 3 data points all confirming that. We are trying to be proactive as an administrative team in considering just resources and materials that will be needed, as well as possible spaces to adjust for any additional sections over the next year or two until any project decisions that are made would be able to be put into place. Regarding the space project, Antonazi Architectural Firm presented a few options for possible space considerations. We've discussed them. The BUBIC committee continues to meet every 2 weeks. Public comment is welcome. The options continue to range from rearranging and repurposing current space to creating a new building with more than one floor. The architectural firm is closer to sharing costs, and no decisions have been made, and I think that Mr. Hughes will touch on that as well. But I did just want to let you know that we do continue to meet. For planning purposes, June 13th is currently our last day of school, and that will also be when our 6th grade promotion ceremony occurs. Time to be announced later. We touched on the new school climate policy. That is mandated by CABE, so it's really not anything that we can alter. It replaces the current bullying policy, and so this has to be by law adopted by June of 2025. And just as a quick note, we're really pleased that the state has turned their attention to developing more of a restorative justice, positive school climate atmosphere than focusing just on bullying. And our administrators have participated in a robust round of professional learning at the state level. There are several required sessions that they've needed to attend, and they have, and we will continue to work with that and kind of tweak our new forms and things. We're working on that as we go. We'll continue to communicate with parents once we have the policy in place and we have some of our processes outlined over the next few weeks. We just had a few kind of exciting things, and Lisa, I'm probably stealing your thunder on some of them, but we had a math community forum. It was really well attended and so great, and we want to just give a shout out to our math specialists, Carson Eckelberry and Maureen Krawick. They really were so pleased to be able to celebrate math. You know, it's not all about literacy, so they were very happy to share not only what math resources we have, but also how do we differentiate for our learners? How do we compact for learners who are advanced? What do the resources look like? How do we incorporate math talk and productive problem solving? What do some of our exemplars look like? And we also had a little station where parents could kind of ask questions and give feedback on homework, because that is a topic through the curriculum committee that we are going to start to study a little bit more deeply, is our homework policy, and really getting some information. So we started with our math group. We probably had about 40 family members there, so it was great. The curriculum committee met recently, and I think Dr. Strambler was going to provide a report. I can certainly chip in on that, or any other board member that attended that curriculum committee meeting, but I am compelled as well to thank Teresa Nacuzzi, Christina Conroy, and Jennifer Nickel, and Lisa Sherman, the principal. Their work with that is outstanding. Our goal was to kind of encapsulate the literacy curriculum in a way that we could post on the website and kind of clearly help people understand what curriculum is and what it's not, and it was really exciting. The bar has been set very high for our continued curriculum work moving forward, and we're just so proud about that. So it is on the website for families to access. Also, summer program update, summer enrichment and extended school year are our summer programs. Our summer enrichment program will be led by Jean Charleglio this year, and extended school year leadership is Melissa Caprosi and Jen Winslow. Those programs had to be at Amity last year, and so we're happy to have them back. Extended Day returns next year, also led again by Anthony Taddy and Tim Rourke. So we're right in the middle of hiring staff for those programs, and just wanted our families to know that they probably have already seen us reaching out. We're very fortunate to have the staff that we do return year after year to work those programs. The longevity of the staff that we have in this district is truly a tribute to how great the district is. People want to work here, they do not want to leave. And it's true even in the summer. They're coming back for our summer programs, and they're coming back for our summer curriculum. We're offering this year, working on our curriculum pacing guide that we have. We are revising math, science, STEAM/technology, and we're finishing up art and Spanish. And we'll be doing a lot of that work in a curriculum institute the week of June 16th through the 18th. And, you know, we invite up to 30 teachers to come back, and the last several years that I've been here, we've had the rooms full. So we throw a little food, throw a little money, and they show up and give us their best. So we appreciate that. And I just want to end, because it's going to be Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week in between this board meeting and the next board meeting. And so, you know, there's always a few little surprises, but I wanted to say our words now. So we are celebrating National Teacher Appreciation Week and other staff, all of our staff, that first week of May. We go the whole week. We call it Staff Appreciation Week. So you'll be seeing a letter coming from me to the staff and one to the community regarding these wonderful folks that work for us. But I encourage anybody out there to please drop a line to somebody who's made an impact in your learners' lives. It's, that gratitude really does have a ripple effect. I just want to share a few thoughts. The entire staff and I began this year together at Convocation on August 20th. And I shared with them a lot of information, but 2 important slides. And the first slide that I shared talked about my belief in the order of priority for our work. And it is to honor yourself, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and then take care of your job. And so this year I did make the decision to truly honor that belief and, decided to resign to take care of myself. And I'm excited to start that next step in my life. But I'm also proud to end my career here. This is really, I've said it and I keep saying it, it's the best job I've ever had in the best district. There's no place better to work than here. The other slide I shared was a slide that shared 3 simple words based on research from educational researcher John Hattie. And the words were know your impact. And every single employee in our school district impacts our learners in some way. And this year our focus was to learn more about what we're doing that works well and grow that impact. Study what we're doing that isn't working well and change it or drop that, and celebrate what we're doing that works well. So I challenged everyone this year to do 3 things: study their impact, grow their impact, and celebrate their impact. And so, this year, everybody's knowledge has really shaped what they've done, and I'm so grateful that everybody's expertise has put the love of children first. And so, together we've studied and we've grown, and in a few weeks we're going to celebrate everybody's very positive impact on our learners, and I encourage you to join us in that celebration.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions or thoughts on anything Vonda presented? I will just share that I couldn't agree with you more in terms of our staff. They're a great asset to this community, and they're part of the reason people want to come and live here and send their kids to school here. So we thank all of them. Ms. Sherman, are you tonight's presenter for the Beecher Road School update?
I sure am. All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me here. I want to start by saying it was really wonderful to see all of our children come back into our building today. Some of them, actually a few of them, were like, "I'm really tired, Mrs. Sherman," as they plodded into school, and I was like, "It's going to be okay, you're going to make it." And then many of them were just chattering excitedly with their friends and sharing vacations. We had some beautifully tan children. One child excitedly announced to me, "I was in Florida!" And she was very excited to tell me all about her swimming adventures. But it was wonderful to have the building filled again with all of them and all of our staff members. Spring is a very busy time of year. I'm sure you all know that. And there's a lot of really great learning happening. Vonda's right. I was going to mention math night before break. We had a really exciting math night. We had adults and some students join us, actually, and Maureen and Carson and Mr. Sapia all worked collectively to create an evening that was informative and engaging and really, really fun. They even had a little math and literature tie-in where they shared a lot of books that were about math. So that was a really nice sort of tie-in together with all the literacy work that we have been doing. Quick note about kindergarten registration. Our online registration portal is now open. We are so excited that everything is online now. We are no longer getting piles of papers. It's all digital, which is exciting for us. In the 2 weeks that the portal has been open, not counting break, we've had about 57 students who have either finalized their registration or already begun it, with more names that we know about that just have not started their online registration. And we did also complete another round of assessments for our students whose birthdays fall after the September 1st cutoff. So that process has continued as well, and we're excited to keep getting our kindergarten numbers. We are also having as we do annually, a kindergarten visitation on May 6th, and that is an opportunity for any registered child to come to Beecher with their parents. They get to go visit the classrooms and spend some time with the teachers, and the parents stay with me and learn a little bit about kindergarten, and then we send them off having a nice little visit at Beecher. Also in March, and after our board meeting, we had a professional learning day. It was a really, really busy day where we continued the work of the district and some of our key initiatives, including our HMH implementation, our reading program, and project-based learning. We also began learning about the new Safe School Climate Policy that I know that you are all also talking and learning about too. So it was a really great day of learning. There was a lot of opportunities for other staff to engage in some PLC work as well, and we really worked hard to differentiate that day to make sure it met the needs of everybody. We also hosted a CARES assembly, our wellness team, in conjunction with our Safe School Climate Committee, led by Mr. Sapia, supported a CARES assembly with a focus on empathy and kindness. There was a greeting activity and share once again, and there was also a really, really fun dance party. There may be videos of administrators and staff dancing unexpectedly, unbeknownst to them, that may have happened, but it was a lot of fun and the kids really loved it. And we are going to have one more final CARES assembly before the school year ends. I have to give a shout out to our PTO who hosted another spring book fair. It's always a joy to have the book fair in the building. It's super magical. It was great that it was right before break. A lot of kids were excited about buying their books and bringing them on vacation with them or reading them at home. So it was a wonderful time. It was a wonderful time period, and it was an exciting event for the kiddos. Upcoming PTO events include Arts Night coming up very, very soon, Quasi Night, and of course our yearly fun run on Field Day. I also have to give a shout out to Donna and Vito Asparo and Carrie Borcherding. They collectively worked together to help install a newly installed inclusive swing and a merry-go-round. It's not quite ready for kids to play on it, but they're already excited about it. I was talking with a second grader today who was asking me about it, and we were talking about being dizzy, and sometimes that's not good for adults, but kids seem to love it. They're already excited and chattery, and we are really, really happy to have this new inclusive piece of playground, 2 pieces of playground equipment on our north playground. Another exciting piece of news, and my last update, is about our food waste diversion. We have, with the support of our green team, we have composted 44,791 pounds of waste, food waste. And that translates to the amount of CO2 emissions equivalent to charging 518,115 smartphones. So many thanks to our green team for initiating and supporting this work, and of course our staff and students for composting their food every single day at lunch. I have a really fun little graphic. It's not in color, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be posting this on Class Dojo for everybody to see about the amount of pounds and all the things that we have that you can do with that amount of waste. So really amazing work by our students every single day, by the staff that work in the cafeteria, and by our green team for initiating it.
We're way ahead of the game. It's now required that school districts do this, but we've been doing it for years. Several years now.
Yep.
And I know that when Vito went and spoke with his professional organization, he was very proud. We were just, a textbook school district for doing this.
And I got to tell you, I remember when this was first being initiated, and I remember at the time it felt like, how are we possibly going to train 867 kiddos how to effectively, we were like, it's not like it's going to be so hard because they're going to throw things in the wrong bins. And I have to tell you, it was a collective, it was a really beautiful example of how Beecher collaborates. We had Vito there, we had Jane Roddy there, I was there, members of our green team were there, like Donna's predecessor was there. Like, we all came together to make this happen. BJ Ahern made a slideshow for the teachers taught the kids about it. We talked it was the cafeteria staff were in on it. It was a really beautiful example of Beecher and how we collaborate so beautifully across different departments and different jobs, and it was it's pretty powerful and pretty amazing. And to know that we've made that much of a difference, I mean, it's really truly a tribute to the staff and the students and the green team who made it happen.
And it should be easy-ish for it to translate to the middle school because our kids are already trained.
Yeah, they really are. They know just what to do. And they will help you too. Like sometimes I've been like, I don't know which bin this goes in. And they'll be like, that one, Mrs. Sherman. So, yeah. Any questions?
Well, I will say that's a celebration.
Yes.
And that's something that we should, I mean, as a board member, I'm really proud that our staff has taken on that task. And I remember all those discussions that
Yes.
we had.
There was a lot of discussions.
Concerns and now when I'm visiting and I am in the cafeteria, it is seamless. So, yay, rah, rah.
Yes, they do it. I have to say, they do it really, really well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyone have I didn't mean to like jump in, but such a celebration. Anyone have a question or comment? Lisa, thank you as always.
Of course.
Mr. Hughes, you're up.
Yes.
Beecher Road School Infrastructure Building Committee update.
Thank you. We met April 10th. We're continuing robust conversations. We met with the administration team, looking at some plans. Some great ideas came forth and presented to the architects. Nothing earth-shattering yet, but we're just kind of wrapping everything together, kind of pushing along our ideas and whatnot. Having the enrollment data settled is really nice. We know what to aim for, but things are really in motion. And our next meeting is the 24th at 3:30 on WebEx. So everything's going in the right direction at a good pace.
Thank you. Everybody good? Wonderful. Next is Curriculum Committee. Do you
I'm happy to.
want to say anything? Do you want to say anything? Lauren was at the Curriculum Committee
I was there.
meeting.
She's
She's
I'm happy to fill in.
It was
Mike chairs, but Lauren is a member of the Curriculum Committee.
Yeah, it was a fabulous curriculum committee meeting. The literacy team did an outstanding job. It was like a masterclass in curriculum development, really. They just did a really beautiful job. We know that the state mandate around science of reading really shook everybody up and led to some really fast turnaround on changes to curriculum materials and in some ways philosophy around curriculum. And they just, I said to them in the meeting, they really took lemons and turned it into lemonade, because it wasn't just about let's buy a product and figure out how to train all the teachers and get everybody to open the book and teach out of it, but really how does this, what makes sense within our existing program, and how can we leverage this to make things even better for kids at Beecher. And it was really just incredibly student-centered and research-based, and the curriculum documents that you'll see on the website are absolutely beautiful. And I said I look forward to seeing kind of more of that type of work that's going to come in the future. So I don't know if I missed anything, but it was really really outstanding work.
Yeah.
And it's again led by the principal. That was one of her really goals and focus areas this year,
Yeah.
and she really embraced it head on. We want the board to know that we are still looking at our data. We are still watching the data, because we want to be able to compare student performance and growth and achievement to last year and the years prior, to see. It's a new program, and we do have, some questions about parts of it. So we are watching it very carefully, but the unfolding of it has been very supportive and collaborative. So we feel really good about that. We feel really good about the curriculum work. And I had shared with the curriculum committee, some districts are large and they have many layers to do this work. This district is large in student body, small in layers. There are no layers of curriculum support. This work is done under the leadership of administration. So when we do curriculum work in the summer, the administrators take different groups. Lisa took this group. Jimmy will probably take math. Cheryl will take a group. And they kind of become the expert leader. And our literacy specialists or our math specialists or our STEAM specialists will have a lot of input into some structure, but it's the staff that do this work. And the beauty of that is that they own it when it's executed in the classroom. And that direct link is probably a large contributing piece to why our children do so well, because the teachers help write the curriculum and then they execute the curriculum. It's not developed at a layer that's so far removed that they don't know what's done. They're really invested in it. So it's very exciting work. It's hard work. We were so proud to be able to show it to you, and I do think that posting on the website will help parents understand. It's another layer of communication for us to help parents understand what's happening.
And the template will be used for other curriculum
Yes,
areas?
yep,
so
I
that
aligned
it will
the-
be
yep.
familiar
Yep, and I
for
aligned it to
parents?
Amity, so
Yep.
it's exactly, pretty much the
Which
same template they use.
Was very impressive, so they did
Yeah,
great work. I would
just
agree.
awesome. So,
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the superintendent search update. So, for the public that may be watching, I will give the update on the superintendent search for the month of April. A total of 6 educational search firms submitted proposals to assist with the process of hiring a new superintendent of schools. On March 25th, the Personnel Search Committee met to review those proposals and chose a firm to recommend to the Woodbridge Board of Education. And at a special meeting on March 31st, the board accepted the committee's recommendation and voted to enter into a contract with New England School Development Council, otherwise known as NESDEC. The scope of the work will be provided by Ms. Christine Syriac, who is a NESDEC search consultant. Many of you may remember her as our interim superintendent. So she's very much knowledgeable and has a good sense of our community. The position was posted on Thursday, April 4th on CT REAP. In addition, NESDEC initiated electronic and hard copy distribution through their network and direct recruitment contacts. The deadline for submission of an application is April 28th. On Thursday, April 10th, members of the school community, including parents and staff, were invited to participate in an online survey designed to obtain participant involvement about the characteristics believed to be the greatest importance in the next superintendent of schools. In addition, the survey provides an opportunity for participants to identify immediate tasks which the new superintendent should address. The survey is also available to members of the greater Woodbridge community, and it can be found on the Town of Woodbridge website. So, for those of you watching, community involvement is an essential part of the search process. So I encourage those of you who are watching tonight to submit a survey with your thoughts and comments by this Friday, April 25th. These anonymous responses will be compiled by NESDEC, summarized by NESDEC, and NESDEC will then provide the board with a profile for a successful candidate. And the board will use that in their consideration and discussion. Applicants will be screened based on the dominant themes that emerge from this survey. So throughout the month of May, then, the applications will be reviewed and candidates will be interviewed. But I'm asking those of you in the public to submit a survey so that the board can take that information and use it to find the best person possible to fill the shoes of our retiring superintendent. So I thank you for that. Finance Committee report.
All right. Well, we are 3/4 of the way through our fiscal year, and the last few months, Donna just keeps finding us money. So it's a good problem to have. I don't know what she's doing, but we'll try to run through the numbers. So as of March, we were $31,000. We had a $31,000 estimated surplus. This month we have a $118,000 estimated surplus. We like if only you were controlling the markets. So on the lower expense side of the ledger, in the 100 series, we're looking at an estimated $77,000 surplus compared to a $4,000 deficit last month. Two main factors: our part-time psychologist resigned, which means we'll need to outsource for some psychological consulting. However, we're saving on the salary and we have room to charge the expense to our IDEA grant. And then second, we have 1.7 paras which will be billed to the city of New Haven as an open choice reimbursable expense. In the 200 series, benefits show a nearly $38,000 surplus this month compared to about $24,000 last month. This reflects an improved CMERS estimate due to some changes in assumptions, although this is balanced out a bit by an increase in estimated retirement payouts. 500 series, other purchase services, for example, student transportation, tuition interns, we're currently running an estimated $26,000 under budget, compared down from a surplus of $53,000 last month. This resulted from increasing the estimated cost for a liability insurance premium for our medical advisor policy and future payments for a SPED-mediated agreement. Then in the 400 series, purchase property services, we're currently forecasting to be about $19,000 under budget. This compared to about $41,000 under last month. Now, utilities stayed the same while repairs and maintenance estimates went up. Not because we have more problems, but because we're in a good position financially. Donna has given Vito the go-ahead to take on some more repairs and maintenance work that we might have had to hold on if the numbers were tighter. So we're running pretty much on budget in the 700 series furniture and equipment and 800 series dues, fees, and miscellaneous, including the Ezra Academy nurse. So just two items on the higher side of the ledger. For the 300 series purchase professional services, we're currently forecasting a roughly $31,000 deficit, although this is far less than the $74,000 deficit we were estimating last month. One factor is the superintendent search will cost us less than initially anticipated, and we were also able to move some SPED expenses to the IDEA grant. And we decrease potential future expenses in the legal and substitute lines. And finally, materials and supplies, we're at $13,000 over budget, and that's unchanged from prior months. Donna, anything else you care to add?
No, you did beautifully. That was like an extra amount of time in there from that meeting to now, too. I felt like there's extra going away, so that's great that you retained all that.
I read your report. You did a very nice job.
Your hard work makes our job easier.
Exactly.
So we thank you for that. Thank you, Stephen. Anyone have any questions? Policy Committee.
We did a lot in policy committee. I'm going to go over these policies just because they are on 30-day review so you can understand them a little as you look them over for 30 days. As Vonda already noted, policy 5113.911 is the Connecticut school climate. It's mandatory that we adopt it, and we're really not allowed to make any changes to it. So feel free to review it, look it over so you're familiar with it, but we can't do much about it other than vote yes on it next month. The next one, the Connecticut school climate or school ceremonies and observances. That's 6115. There was a little small thing about displaying the flag at other times that we added in, but we kept this one virtually the same. The next one, which is curriculum, which is 6140A. We just noted that when we do changes, other than when we're like set scheduled to really review our curriculum, when we do annual changes, that's really just based on student performance, achievement, and growth data, but otherwise kept that the same. You're gonna think based on this that this was an easy meeting, but it wasn't. We just haven't gotten to the hard stuff. Policy 6141.312, migrant students. We kept this the same. We just added in another legal reference that we thought was applicable to this policy. Policy 6141.321. All right, internet, this is where we got a little bit, internet accessible use filter. No, this is the first internet acceptable use. You will notice that that's number 5 on this. Number 7 has virtually the same name. It just says :filtering. That is because we had virtually the same policy twice in our policies. So we are removing the second one and we maintained the first one, and we made, again, a couple of minor edits. We took out, for example, the stuff about specific grades, because it's really not applicable. All grades are using technology now, not just grades 3 and above. And again, there were some things where it kind of was not really focused on the curriculum, and so we took out one of the bullet points under guidelines for general use that really wasn't applicable to this policy. It just didn't fit. Other than that, we kept this policy very much the same. You will see that we then deleted, with what we'll do in 2, the 6141.323, so that we don't have duplicative policies. Okay, and then we also, I should say, took out the regulation that had accompanied 6141.321. There's a lot. Okay. So 614, I'm seeing 6145.3, but I'm not seeing that on our list of the consent. So I don't know if we want to hold off on that one, or if we can add that to the consent to 30-day review. 6145. This is publications. I also I don't see it as one that we,
Yeah, but I said that.
Existing policy
District school
6141.
recodified.
Okay,
That's the
got it.
recodified
Sorry, it's
one.
my fault, it's my fault. Okay, so that was the one, so these 3, they were very confusing as to which one was what, and we ended up having to recodify this one because while we had it, we didn't have it where it was supposed to be, so we didn't change much to it. We did take, it's a sentence out where it says district and school requirements related to student publications, because we don't actually have that, so we took out a line that talks about something we don't actually have. Otherwise, we kept it the same, and then we recodified it, right? So it falls under the right thing. Thank you. 6141.323, we are deleting, or that's what we're proposing under our 30-day review, because it is very repetitive of what we already have in the one before. And then 6141.326, which talks about social media. This is another one where we kept a lot of what is the same, but we did take away some stuff that's really not applicable. Like we took away, unless the posting is approved by, we're not approving those type of things. So it didn't even need to be in the policy because we didn't want to give the impression that that is something that we would do. We also took away app names because, again, we want to have policies that are evergreen and can outlast these apps, which are forever changing. And then again, took out any kind of discussion about commercial uses or things that weren't applicable to the curriculum. This was a little wonky set where it seemed like maybe they were developed, put into curriculum, but then they didn't know where to put other things, and so they were like, well, that's our internet usage policy, so we'll just shove it in there, even though it really didn't fall under the 6,000 series. So we had lots of discussions about it, but we eventually came to what is proposed here. And that's all I got.
Anyone have any questions on those policies? Okay, well, enjoy reading them for the next 30 days. And we will vote on them at the May meeting. Thank you. Okay, we're up to 4G, upcoming meeting presentations. Our May Board of Education meeting will include a TAG and special education update. So I'm going to ask board members to reach out to Vonda if there's anything specific that you would like to have included in that presentation. Also in May, we will be recognizing Beecher's CAPS and SCASA Student Award recipients. And I'm hopeful that we will hear the PTO end-of-year report about all the wonderful things that have been going on at Beecher with our amazing PTO. So for the community, my monthly community service announcement, Facilities Committee will be meeting Thursday, May 1st, 7:30 a.m. And you better be there at 7:30 a.m. because Mr. Hughes runs a tight meeting. Finance Committee will be held on Tuesday, May 13th. I think it was
Yes.
posted incorrectly on our little green sheet, but it is the second Tuesday of the month, May 13th. Beecher Infrastructure Committee will meet, as Mr. Hughes pointed out, Thursday, April 24th at 3:30 p.m. And again on Thursday, May 8th at 3:30 p.m. via WebEx. Superintendent for board members. The Superintendent Search Committee is scheduled to meet with our search consultant on Thursday, May 8th at 5:30 p.m. to review the successful candidate profile that I talked about in my report, hoping people in the community will fill it out. It will be compiled with information received from that community survey, so we'll be meeting with Christine to review that on Thursday, May 8th at 5:30. Due to the scheduling of the annual town meeting, which will be held on Monday, May 19th, the next Board of Education meeting, therefore, will be held on Tuesday, May 20th at 7:00 p.m. in the main meeting room of Town Hall. And as a reminder for the public and for my board members, the preliminary budget hearing for the town is scheduled for this Thursday, April 24th at 7:30 p.m. in the Center Gym. And a reminder also to board members that we will be recognizing Beecher's amazing teachers and staff during the Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week, May 5th through May 9th. Hopefully, some of you will be able to be there on May 9th when we share some ice cream with the teachers. And that's about it for meetings. Number 5 on the agenda is new business. Act on certified staff resignation. So I will make a motion that we accept the resignation of James Erard effective June 30th, 2025 with regret. Do I have a second? Sarah Beth? Any discussion, comments you want to make?
No, we appreciate his work.
Okay. Questions and comments, discussion from the board? All right. Motion made by Lynn Piasek, seconded by Sarah Beth Delpreet. All those in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. And on behalf of the board, I would like to thank Mr. Erard for his work in the MAG community and as a teacher at Beecher Road School for the past year. Number 6, public comment. Don't see any. There's no need for executive session this evening. So at 7:47,
A new record.
a new record, I will ask, is there a motion to adjourn? Lauren Franchese, quick to put up her hand. Second. Do I have a second? Oh, Mr. Hughes, thank you. Motion to adjourn at 7:47 made by Lauren Franchese, seconded by Jeff Hughes. All those in favor? And unanimous. Thank you ever so much. Lisa, thank you. Jen, thank you.